One of the reasons the Disney Renaissance was the Disney Renaissance was that the hits just kept on coming. After The Little Mermaid in 1989, Beauty and the Beast hit just 2 years later in 1991, and Aladdin the very next year in 1992. Then there was The Lion King in 1994, followed by Pocahontas in 1995, and so on. Sure, Disney Animation's track record got a little spotty at that point, but they were still putting out an animated flick every year. But eventually things petered out, and the transition to computer animation from hand-drawn animation was tricky and messy. That initial run, though, drew its strength not just from a strong creative hand, but a strong managerial hand as well. For the in-depth story, I highly recommend you watch the documentary Waking Sleeping Beauty. But the short of it is that Howard Ashman, not just a gifted lyricist, but also a stellar storyteller, was able to set the tone for this new era post-Walt by guiding The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, as well as lay the foundation for Aladdin before Ashman's untimely tragic death. Jeffrey Katzenberg was also highly influential, bringing in Ashman and Alan Menken, while also making sure there was a structured workflow that was building towards something. You can see that clear path start to waver post The Lion King when Katzenberg was forced out of Disney, and then pick up over at DreamWorks Animation, which he co-founded. DreamWorks Animation has practically become a franchise factory, as well as proven that slow and steady wins the race, arguably overtaking Pixar when the creative giant recently faltered. So now, with Disney Animation presented with a sudden opportunity to begin a second renaissance, do they have the necessary people in place to capitalize on that opportunity? John Lasseter now oversees both Disney Animation and Pixar, but considering his own house is currently in disorder, he's hardly in a position to keep Disney Animation on track. In fact, there is no single suit, aka executive, currently serving as a driving force over at Disney Animation a la Katzenberg, which isn't too surprising considering so many Disney Animation talent bristled under Katzenberg's strong leadership. Good thing Walt's name was on the studio, considering he could be an equally merciless taskmaster. On the creative side, Disney Animation seems unable to nail anyone down. While Ashman became fully invested for what would be the final phase of his career and life, and Menken is still largely a Disney Animation talent to this day, Robert Lopez and Krista Anderson Lopez seem to be jumping over to the Mouse House's live-action division. They're working on Bob the Musical, just as Beauty and the Beast screenwriter Linda Wolverton moved over to live-action for Disney as well, for scripting Alice in Wonderland and now Maleficent. The Lopezes also have their own theatrical musical on the front burner, Up Here. Then there's Jennifer Lee, who did such a good job as a writer on Wreck-It Ralph, Disney Animation upgraded her to writer-director on Frozen late in the game. But Lee has nothing specific in the works right now, instead musing that perhaps sci-fi will be next. To quote another popular Disney property, get your head in the game. Disney Animation does have several films in the pipeline, but they're all over the place rather than building on one another. That's because these are the remnants of Disney Animation searching for a hit, their new The Little Mermaid. But now that they've found it, and boy did they, again, they don't have the infrastructure in place to capitalize on Frozen. While Beauty and the Beast was in many ways an extension of The Little Mermaid, Big Hero 6 is a complete 180 from Frozen. While Frozen was another European fairy tale, Disney's sweet spot, Big Hero 6 is not only Disney Animation's first Marvel project, but it will be the first time they try to genuinely mix Western animation with Eastern influences, a culture that is a huge animation powerhouse in its own right. Disney Animation will also take a page from DreamWorks Animation's book, hoping that Hiro Hamada will be their very own Hiccup. If Hiro catches on, that would be quite a feat for Disney Animation, as they have yet to launch a popular male animated character. And by popular, I mean able to generate massive merchandise sales. Big Hero 6 does feature 2 female characters, Honey Lemon and Gogo Tamago, but Disney Animation hasn't had much success with princesses of color either. Tiana from The Princess and the Frog is perhaps their most successful, if not her film, while Pocahontas and Mulan are often forgotten by Disney princess fans. And when remembered, many often question why Mulan is an official Disney princess when technically she's not a princess. And what about legitimate Princess Kida from Atlantis: The Lost Empire? Disney seems to have conveniently forgotten about her. But maybe Honey Lemon and Gogo Tamago won't even be Asian in Disney Animation's version of Big Hero 6. But then maybe that would be offensive? As you can see, Big Hero 6 involves a lot of maybes. Then after Big Hero 6 comes Zootopia, where Disney Animation once again seems to be paying homage to DreamWorks Animation. Or is that Richard Scarry? I love Richard Scarry. Anyway, in Zootopia, Jason Bateman is set to voice a fox who's framed for a crime he didn't commit. Lieutenant Judy Hopps, a rabbit, get it? Gives chase until she finds herself drawn into the same conspiracy, forcing this downright unnatural pair to work together. Word is what makes Zootopia unique is that these animals live in their own unique world, rather than, say, the woods or an exact copy of the human world. Apparently, foxes think ties are cool all on their own. By the way, who else is looking at all this concept art and wishing the final projects would be hand-drawn as well? We're all waiting on pins and needles for this Paperman technology to be ready for use in feature animation, which was the rumor for 2018's Moana. But Disney Animation recently conceded that integrating the Paperman technology into their feature work was even further out than that, and so Moana will be a traditionally computer-animated film. But while 2018 is 4 years out, animation fans are already abuzz about Moana, as she's the next and only Disney princess in the works. Moana will be Polynesian, the daughter of a tribal chief in the South Pacific 2,000 years ago. And while again, Disney Animation hasn't had much luck with non-white princesses, they did have quite a bit of luck with Lilo and Stitch. Mix a little bit of Best Foreign Film nominee Kon-Tiki in there, and the added benefit of a major merchandise push at both the Polynesian Resort and the Aulani Resort, and Moana could be just the right mix of Ariel and Pocahontas. Finally, Disney is also developing their own take on Jack and the Beanstalk called Giants, but based on the lack of info about the project and buzz, it might not actually make it to the silver screen. What do you think? Will Frozen mark the beginning of a second Disney Renaissance? Can it? And if so, do any of these upcoming films have what it takes to succeed on that same level? Why or why not? Be sure to leave your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.